Hi, I'm Peter Haddock and I'm here at Hexagon stand at bauma 2022 with Thomas Harring. Thomas, this is a huge stand, loads of launches, lots going on. But what I wanted to ask you about is the overarching bird's eye view of what Hexagon is doing as a business here at bauma, but globally to help people do this transition to a more connected work site.
What we are doing as Hexagon is exactly as you pointed out. We are transforming industries. We are working in industries, capturing data, processing data, and putting them to work. Meaning customers could really work with the data to get insights out of that. We have done that in many industries, and now construction is ready for us.
So what's really interesting about what we're doing here, and today I'm learning a lot about all the different products and solutions, is we're collecting data.
Yes.
That's good, we collect data, but then we're processing data.
Yes.
And then we're able to look at that data and see how we can do things, how we can make things better
Yes.
for the outcomes that we need.
Yes.
And that relates to the individual hole in the ground all the way through to the industry's sustainability
Yes.
and carbon goals.
Yes.
Tell me the journey that people are taking with you and how does that all come together?
We call that journey on our booth, you see that as well, towards autonomous and sustainable future.
Right.
Yeah, we are on that journey. And depending on the industry, depending on the maturity level, we are on different stages. And as you said, we're capturing. Capturing is not so easy because you need to capture accurately and real time. You need to process according to control it because it's professional data. And creating insights, you need artificial intelligence or other tools to really prepare the data in a sense that you can do something with it. And
Right.
what we call the end result, a digital reality, a smart digital reality, where you can work in two worlds, in a real world and a digital world. In the digital world, you can do your simulation, you can do your mistakes in the digital world. You don't need to do them in the real world anymore because you do it in a digital world. And that's how we see that. That's how we see it in construction. We automate machines. We connect machines to these digital worlds. That you see where the machine is heading. Productivity, sustainability, all these kind of things. Connecting assets, connecting people. That's what we do in the digital reality.
And I think what's interesting for me is a lot of people are now talking, because of the work you're doing, are now talking about the digital rehearsal. From project win, from a flat piece of ground,
Yes.
which is never a flat piece of ground, folks, to the actual end delivery, to actually map where to put the cabins, where to actually put the haul rows, what to do before you get on site. You can do that when you capture
Yes.
the data effectively
Yes.
from above and below and on top of the ground, can't you?
Correct. You are much better prepared.
Yeah.
You have all the data. You can position the equipment, the assets, yeah, and the people. And then, of course, you can check. You can check about productivity, how things are moving, and you learn from that for the next project.
Yeah.
Because you repeat it. It's not the only project you are doing. Hopefully.
And I think the other thing for me is like data and all this different stuff that we put together is great. But the reality is when we get on site,
Yes.
we have to do things safely.
Yes.
And we have to deliver a project, with safety first and then the rest of it afterwards.
Correct.
How is that being built in now to what you're doing and enabling on site with this sort of ecosystem you're building?
You pointed out rightfully, safety is a major driver as well. It's productivity, safety, sustainability.
Yeah.
Yeah, and both go hand in hand, or the three things go hand in hand. And safety is really that assets and people are not colliding. That, we have collision avoidance.
Yep.
We show interesting solutions, personal protect. But at the same time, automating machines does not mean that they just run autonomously. They run safely as well. And that's
Yep.
what we do. And that can be controlled via artificial intelligence, can be controlled via a control center, somewhere remote in the office, not
Yep.
on the site. And that's what we put together, real-time via cloud solutions.
And what's interesting for me is we've got a situation now where we've got semi-autonomous machine control already. We're actually seeing that removing the people-plant interface
Yes.
because that file's going in there. We've then got, I've just seen today, brand new device, Icon 160. You can stick it on top of a 4x4 and drive around
Yes.
the site safely.
Do that,
mapping
do
it.
that,
Yeah.
do that.
It's much safer, isn't it?
It's much safer. It's, yeah.
And then I've just seen
Yes.
a autonomous drone.
Really?
Yes, and it was down there.
Must be from us.
It is.
It's a BLK to fly, like
Yeah.
a BLK to fly. It's not an autonomous drone, it's an autonomous sensor.
Oh.
It's a flying sensor, and that's the difference. Because we
Right.
build it up from scratch as a flying sensor, not as a UAV with some payload on it.
Right.
And it really is very good for capturing surfaces on buildings, for capturing surfaces on construction sites. And it flies autonomously. You put in where to go, and then it finds a way and doesn't collide with trees or others. That's intelligence built into products.
And I think what's interesting for me is when you look at things like that, you make sure you get all the data. There's nothing worse than going, I've gone to a site, I've got 93.4% of the data I need. That, when we're creating this ecosystem, the real-time ability to see things means that, oh, I've just got to change something and capture that so I don't have to come back, isn't it?
Correct. And you know what kind of data may be missing, which you need to go back and collect them. And the advantage is that you can let the data work for you and not against you, as it sometimes otherwise happens, yeah? If you don't really prepare the data properly. But there's one important thing, because we talked a lot about technology here at that booth.
Yep.
You see a lot of technology. But the main difference is, of course, the people, because in the world of technology, our people makes a difference. And if you talk to them, if you see how committed they are, how passionate they are, that's a real difference. Bringing these technologies together with our partners into the market, making customers successful.
And it's all about solutions that actually are fit for purpose. They're fit for the job site, they're fit for construction. It's a hard industry that we're going. It's a very difficult, challenging. Everything is different. It's not factory settings. When we do a project anywhere in the world, it's going to be different every single time. And so what's really great about it is now I've discovered with AGTEK as well on the stand here, you can start, folks, by winning the work. Then you deliver it. Then we create a better environment. And then we learn. And like you said, it's all about the people, isn't it?
Correct. Yeah, and we empower the people. We take all the cumbersome tasks away, let machines, assets do that, technology do that, and people can focus what they're best at, making the right decisions. And we empower them to make the decisions.
And that's it, folks. I'm certainly empowered to make a lot more decisions wandering around here and finding out more about all the solutions we just talked about.
Stay longer.
I certainly will. I've got a lot more to discover here at the Hexagon stand in Bauma. Great to see you again. Fantastic.
Peter, always a pleasure meeting you.
Cheers.
Thanks a lot.